Well, hi everyone, welcome to Dusty Shelf, and I do hope I find you well. Today, the Tamiya build, as you can see, this is the Sand Viper on a DT-02 chassis, not a chassis that I've built before. Now, this is not a kit that I would have bought, and not a kit really that was on my radar, but I entered a competition on the Hobby Comps website, and basically won. They run a lot of competitions, and this was one that had 10 instant prizes and a big prize at the end. This was one of the instant prizes, so I won this kit. I think the ticket for the competition was about £2.90 or £2.99 I think, and yeah, put a couple of tickets in and instantly won this prize, which I'm really pleased about. Gives me an opportunity to build another Tamiya kit, so I'm really looking forward to this one. So I'm going to do a quick unboxing at the beginning, and then we'll get straight on and start building the kit. So ready to assemble: electric powered, radar control car, sturdy bathtub type chassis, etc, etc. It's a 1/10 scale RC car. On the side here we've got a schematic. Let me just move that over so it's in shot. Got a schematic of the bathtub chassis there. And again it says 2-wheel drive, assembly buggy, runs on off-road tracks and tarmac circuits, bathtub frame, holds RC unit, low central gravity, blah 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 blah. You need radio gear to complete the model, it says here. Does say you need an electronic speed controller. I do believe there's one in the kit, but we'll have a look in a moment. And then on the other side, and just a nice schematic of the model on the other side there. So overall length 384mm, width 248mm, height 140mm. It's just over 1 kilogram in weight, and the wheelbase is 260mm. And then finally, the only other thing to say with this is it is a fully ball raced kit, so there should be ball races in the box here. So let's get the box open. Right, inside we've got a set of tyres, set of rims. There's the speed controller, so there is a speed controller in the kit. We've got the body, put that to one side. Obviously Hobby Comps bought this from Model Sport because there's Model Sport stickers in the box, so that's where the kit came from. Then we've got some suspension components, front steering uprights, some gears, bathtub chassis. What's this? Instructions for the speed controller, and then what's here? Stickers. Oh, they look rather nice. Yeah, nice set of stickers there. Put those to one side just so they don't get damaged, and then I think the rest of the kit is hidden underneath. So various bits and pieces here. We've got sort of the uprights, bumpers, gearbox housing, wishbones, all suspension components, a big bag of screws, and there's a motor in there. I will be putting an uprated motor in the kit. Big pot of oil there because I always build dampers, which is quite nice to see on a sort of, I'm guessing an entry-level kit you'd call this. And the instructions and the obligatory aerial, although none of us use those anymore. Okay, well that looks all pretty good. Let's get the book open, and yeah, let's get building. So as always with the Tamiya kit, I'm just going to explain. Down on the left hand side you get a little index of what the components that you need for each step of the build, and then at the back of the book there's a set of schematics. So basically, if I'm looking for a BA3, I now look on here BA3 and it tells me it's in screw bag A, so you can find your components quite easily. I've said this on all the kits that I build. You know, you just go to the back, and the same with the sprues. If you're looking for a particular part, the sprues are all laid out on a schematic. You go straight to them. So the first thing I think we'll do is we'll just zero the servo. I'm only putting a cheap servo in to start with. These are only about a £5 each. Quite slow, but they've got metal gears in them. So I'll put these in to start with, and then we'll see if we need to change that once we run it a couple of times. Right, so I've just hooked the servo into the speed controller here, sorry, into the receiver here, and the speed controller into the receiver, put a battery on it. Switched on my controller, as you can see, turn this on, and there's the servo moving. You can see how slow this servo is. Not the fastest, but what we'll do is we'll just set the trims to 0, and that's ready to go. Right, for this first step we need screw bag A and screw bag D. So screw bag A, I'm only going to use one pot on this build. Usually I have 4 of these pots, but this one's not overly complicated, so just do the one kit for the one pot on this build. Okay, that's that one. I need the front upright. Just cut this from the sprue. We need 2 of these, one of those, and then 2 of those components. Right. So just make sure I get this in the right way round the right hole. That goes through there, and this tightens onto the back. So it's on here. Funnily enough, it doesn't actually say to grease these. Maybe I'll save the Tamiya grease for in the gearbox and just put these in dry for now. I can always come back and grease them later. Right, let's cut these off the sprues. Are these all the same? Yes, they are. Now, something that's interesting to see with these sort of suspension components, can you see the return sprue at the end here, and the same on here? This is, you know, quite a novel way of controlling the flow in the part, because obviously when you inject the material in, it tries to flow round, and normally you'd end up with a cold front or a weak point at the end of these parts. But by having the return sprue at the end here, you get a nice flow all the way around the part and make sure the part's filled properly with no sort of cold fronts where the material joins itself as it flows around. So yeah, quite pleased to see that in here. Not seen that in a Tamiya kit before. Okay, front wishbones, got moulded in components here, so these are pre-screwed, these are pre-moulded in, so quite interesting to see as well. Right, let's do these. So BA3, which will be one of these, I'm guessing. There you go, through there, and this goes on the top. Side, another BA3. Right, step 2 complete. Moving on to step 3. Just get the steering arms. Just pop this onto here. Right, I picked up the 2 wrong arms there, so I'll just put those to one side. Let's try again. There they are. That's better. These are the turnbuckles for the uprights. Right, I need the bumper now. Just check where the BB1s are. Should be in number 1. BB1s are in screw bag B, so we do need to open this next one. Right, let's drop these screws in. One there, and one there. Right, with my haste to get this together, I thought these were both the same, but they're not. This is the rear one, this is the front one, so I need to take this back off, which involves undoing these screws and getting the bumper back off and starting again. Right, that's the front end bit put together. Moving on now to the gearbox. Right, moving on to the next step, which is the gearbox assembly by the look of it. So, open the cog bag. Right, what have we got here? We need some bevel gears, differential, right, these drop down inside here, don't appear to be any bearings, and this is all use these. And this drops on top. I'm feeling I'm going to put a little bit of grease on here and also on the other side. Just drop it back in now. Just see where the BC one is. So let's back to Well, I mentioned in the introduction, this is a fully ball race kit, and there are the ball races that came in the box. So let's get a couple of those out. They do all appear to be the same size. So these go either end of this, and just make sure that that's seated, like so. These go onto shaft DT-07, which is this one. So, turn over the page. Get the this goes in here, this one goes on this side. This drops in, so it drops in the right way like that. This one goes in first, like that. Nice bit of grease on there, grease. And we need some 4 big ones. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And they both come together like this. Here, one there, and one there, and this one. That to one side. Now I did say I was going to upright the motor in here, so the kit comes with a standard 540 can, which is here. Let me go and get the motor that I'm going to put in. Right, this is a Tamiya BZ super stock motor. Let's just open up the box and get it open. Comes with complete with a dust cover for the back of the motor. Put that on in a moment. Let's slide the motor out. There we go. Lovely looking motor, and should go like the clappers in this. So yeah. Right, one motor. Let's have a look at the dust cover. Maybe we'll put this on in a little bit. Yeah, you can see, look, this fits over the back of the motor to stop getting any dust in there. But yeah, put that on in a moment. Let's just pop that over the back there. Right, there should be a motor plate which goes onto here. Just basically stops any dust coming through from the gearbox into the motor. Right, let's make sure I get this around the right way. So we up this way up. The motor has to go through before the pinion goes on. It's held in place by two DT-02s. Put the bits together here. So there's the grub screw. I'll put that straight into the pinion gear before I lose it. That's like so. Right, let's get this motor in. So this plate mounts onto here. I'm going to mount it around that way. That's that one in, and that's the other one in. Right, cover's on, so let's get the grub screw in. So finding the flat on the shaft, it does go right onto the inside by the look of it. Right, the drive shaft then needs to the cog needs to drop in here. We'll need a little bit of grease on it. That mounts onto there, and then we've got a gearbox cover to complete the assembly. Okay, complete. Right, we've turned this over now, and we're going to fit the wishbones on.
let's get these gearboxes in, or the gearbox lines in, so on this side. Okay, that's those in, and then we're going to mount these on. Pop that to one side, front uprights. Going in there. Looks like seated. Still doesn't feel very seated. It's good. Right, that's the two uprights done. And we now go over the page. Okay, finish assembling the gearbox. So I need drive shafts, which I saw on the bench. One there and one there. Okay, so they drop into the cups on either side. Just need to make sure I get these round the correct way. Not that way, that way. Okay, and there's two. That one goes into there. This one goes into here. Okay, drive shaft, that drives into there, picks up on the cup, and clips on here, and the other side, exactly the same, drive shaft in, and clips up onto. This around the wrong way. That's not right. Let's swap this round. In fact, the whole assembly's wrong. I've got these around the wrong way. These are around the wrong way. Okay, that's not too much of a problem. I found it before I got too far, which is good. Right, let's just turn these two over and put it back together. Yeah, easy mistake to make. Hopefully everything should be aligned now. I could see things were slightly askew. Just looked a little bit peculiar. Right, something backwards. So, do the front backwards first. Okay, where do we start? So, we are recommended to use a double dot, so 2 holes. So this obviously controls the flow of the fluid past the piston. So 2 of those. Do these? Okay, that's circuits. So put a circuit on the top like that. Okay, let's do the oil in one of the smaller ones to start with, one of the front dampers. So all we do is we fill this right to the brim, to there, and then we slowly move the piston up and down, just to remove any air bubbles. There's a few coming to the surface. Okay, that'll do. I'm just going to top this up slightly, and then the green cap goes in on this one, and then we close it off like so. Perfect. Okay, next one. So that one's actually better than the previous one. Let's do this one again. A lot of air in this one. Okay, let's do that back up. Oh. Okay, that's the dampers full. Now we can put the springs on. Lift those over. 1, 2, 3, another spring. Let's do the front ones first. That's it over there. There we go, that's the first one. Second damper, fix it, spring back in, put the spring back. That's it. Alright, I'm not actually going to put any of the spring heights on there, so you've got these adjuster things that you can clip on. I won't put those on for the moment. Let's finish the kit off first and see how it sits. Okay, step 19. Right, assembling the suspension to the car. Okay, so we're assembling the the body pin with 2 BB2s, the longer, that one and that one. I'll go through these two. We've done it the wrong way. Let's back off. Oh, I just have to never mind. Okay, rear dampers. That's the first one. Try again. They are troublesome. Just take them home with a flat blade. Okay, let's now some here with BB ones. Please step forward. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right, that's that one done. Bring the front back in. I have to say, it's very lightweight, which is good. That's better. That's time to go onto the chassis. Okay, that's the chassis complete. Now it does say to put a little bit of this sponge tape. Is that what it means by sponge tape? No, this is what it means by sponge tape. I believe that goes in there like so. my servo in, and let's see which one fits it. That one does go on. Yeah, take that one. So just assembling the Servo Saver here. So tiny nut and bolt to go on here with a ball joint. And this one. Yeah, no, actually, you don't appear to fit any of these. Otherwise. Okay, and then this mounts. We put our spring, rotary spring in here, like that. And then this mounts on there. That's our Servo Saver assembled. Okay, I feel like we're kind of getting towards the home run here. So right, it says about zeroing the servo. Well, I've already done that, so we can now fit this onto here. Now, I am going to have to use a different screw because of the servo that I've got here. I did put it over the back here, and I bet I've lost it. That's better. Right, put those over there. Don't need those anymore. Right, servo posts. Where are they? Maybe one, two, a couple of washers. There's one. And there's two. Yeah, apologies for the background noise today. I've got the door open, it's so warm in here. Obviously anybody that drives past or arrives on drive right now. Obviously I'm picking up with the camera, so apologies for that. Just far too warm to have the door shut. Right, I started these earlier, so let's get these finished with the steering arms. Now I'm on here. Let's get these to the correct length. That's fine, let's do this end. Perfect. Okay, so it's done. Make sure I get these around the right way. Short one. On this side, I'm going to do that with my hands. Let's do the bricks right there. And short one on this side. Okay, now mount this into the chassis. And wash it there. And wash it here. Right, servo's in. Okay, it now says to mount this on one side. I'm just going to take this old off of there, and this on the other side. So I'm going to mount these two, and I'm going to put actually I'm going to do it in the other way. So the on-off switch mounts to its own little plate that fits into the chassis. So let's do that first. Okay, that's not going to work, is it? Tamiya's taken to, it might be the retailers, but they're swapping out the speed controllers. And these aftermarket ones are absolutely fine. They work perfectly well, but they come with these really obscure switches which don't fit the Tamiya kits, which is a little bit frustrating. So what am I going to do here? I think I'm just going to go ahead, mount these in there, not worry too much about it. I will plug that hole though with this part. It might keep the dirt down. So a couple of tricky ones. I don't even know what that is. Let's try this one. That's what I like it. Plenty of room in the bathtub chassis for the electrics, which is nice to see. When I did the BBX build, it was an absolute nightmare to get everything in there. There's just no space for anything. Oh, come on. Right, that's nice and neat. This one's going to be just as bad. Nope, this one's just as bad. Cannot get the backing tape off. Get that way. Right, that's in. Okay, this is the bit in the automotive world, don't they call this the marriage? You bring it all together. So this is going to mount onto here, and then the steering is going to connect up. Three BB3 screws. 1, 2, 3. I do like these being countersunk. It's quite neat. I'll try that one. See if these upside normal one. Let's try that one. That's better. Alright, that's it. Try again. Nice, it's got the Tamiya logo on there, which is good. Pops that sits on there, makes it nice and strong at the front end. Again, these are going to be done up with BB1s. Okay, that's all of those done. Rear gearbox. Good ones. That's not going together, so let's give this another go. Right, I'm going to lift it up this time. There you go, that goes in there. Oh, magnetic screwdrivers. The saviour and the bane of my life. Get that one down and see if we can get that one set. Okay. These screws will cross the desk. Oops. And 4 screws on the base. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's good. Should have these up completely. It's not aligned. These are around the wrong way. I've put these in round the wrong way. This rear gearbox, I have made so many mistakes on it. I can't believe it's actually, well, all the years I've been building these kits, I'm still misfollowing the instructions on the most basic of things. I could have sworn that said round the other way. I'm going to go back and look in a minute. I have to have a look. Can't believe the amount of times I built that rear gearbox. It is. I got it wrong. Yeah, there you go. Silly me. Hopefully when these are done up, it should drop straight in, because obviously the heads of the two screws being on the wrong side, we're keeping it proud from the chassis. Spot on, straight in. There we go. Perfect. If only I'd put it together right in the first place. Right, the steering should be okay. That's all alright. I just need to hook up these wires over the top here. Now, not knowing where the body's going yet, I'm just going to put these through. Let's go through this centre hole. That seems like a good place to put them if they'll reach. And that one will reach, and that one will reach. So that's keeping them away from the drive shafts. That's all alright. This needs to go back across into there, that way around. So if you're ever wondering with receivers, when you plug in your servos and speed controllers in, the white wire, or the lightest colour wire, always goes towards the box end of the receiver. So you can see here the white wires at this end, the yellow wires at this end. Seems to work on most of them. I'm sure there's bound to be an exception to the rule, but yeah, for everything I've done, that's always been absolutely fine. Right, wheels and tyres. Hopefully these are going to go on a little bit easier than the clodbuster that I did the other week. Really struggled with those. I had to actually get my son to come and help me because my fingers weren't strong enough. But, yeah, nice set of wheels on this, nice set of tyres. Look at those. With the markings on the side there, yeah, they really do need to be picked out with some white lettering. So I will do that. Finish this off lovely. And I might actually paint these because you can see the flash marks in them. Yeah, maybe they need a coat of paint, we'll see. Cool, no, these aren't going to go on very easily. Sorry, I'm going to have to take this off camera because I need to bring this in close to my body to get the leverage. I don't think I can do this at arm's length. No. Yeah, sorry I have to do that off camera because I'm sort of holding it close to myself to get the leverage. But got them on in the end. It's a little bit of a struggle. Right, again, putting the wheel bearings on that did come with the kit. That's first front wheel in. Put a wheel nut on there just to hold that. And the other couple of wheel bearings for the other side. Yeah, it's nice to have a kit that comes with the wheel bearings. I don't know why Tamiya don't do it in all their kits. I guess it's cost save. But you know, it does finish the kits off quite nicely. Let's put that on that side. Or not do doing too good here, all fingers now. Right, that goes on there, and that fits on there. Nice wide stance at the front of this. Wow, yeah, that is very wide actually. You know, when you consider how narrow the Hornet is on the front, I reckon this is going to handle quite nicely. Right, that's those, and then we need on the rear. I've got to put the post in. I forgot that. So this is the body post on the front. Let me do that quickly. So that has a washer. Mounts through here. Dropped it. Right, now a magnetic screwdriver is going to come in useful because it lifts that out of there for me. Okay. Put that on the front there. And that screw goes through into that central hole. Turn it around this way now, I can get my right hand on the screwdriver. That's better. Right, to mount the rear wheels, we put a pin through the axle like so. Hopefully this is showing up on camera. Then we mount the crosshead nut, I guess you'd call it a nut, onto the drive shaft. If I can get it on there like that. Then the wheel goes on and sits onto the hex head with a locking wheel nut. And the same on this side. Right, last wheel nut, and I think that will do for tonight. It's quite an enjoyable build actually. Not too bad at all. Quite basic, quite straightforward. Good points. Very, very lightweight kit. It's quite lightweight and extremely rigid. Very, very rigid chassis. Obviously the oil shops on there look really good. May need some the spacers in on the rear there just to stiffen that up a little bit. That's a little bit loose. The front feels okay. Well, maybe all round, just a little bit. But I'll run it and see how we go. The stance though, the width of it looks fantastic. I reckon this is really going to handle. So yeah, quite looking forward to going and giving this a run. Let me just turn over the page, make sure there's nothing else that I need to do. I was just telling you how to put the rear wheels on, and there's a couple bits here for mounting the obviously mounting the spoiler, but as I haven't painted those yet, I won't be doing that tonight. So I'm going to wrap this up for the moment and yeah, go and get something to eat, I think.